So today we are back with another rebuild, and it is going to be a 0 overall rebuild. That's right, I'm taking an entire roster of 0 overall players, and we're going to try to win a World Series as quickly as possible. I'm not kidding, every single player in this team is 1 overall. But if you look at their attributes, they're all 0 overall, so I don't really know how the math is mathing with MLB The Show. I'm seeing a lot of zeros. How are we adding up to 1? But that's besides the point. Every player in this organization is a 0 overall, and we got to try to win that World Series as soon as possible through trades, free agent signings, the draft. And I'm really hoping we can find a two-way generational talent in the draft, and we can get them. That would be huge. So before we get any further into the video, I actually found a two-way player in yesterday's rebuild with Chicago White Sox. You should definitely check that out. It's on the channel. And if you're new here, consider hitting subscribe. There's gonna be plenty of MLB The Show 24 content. And if you enjoyed today's video, consider hitting the like button. So with that being said, I've made sure I've got some of the best scouts available. I mean, we've got Jermaine Tran, Bo Stevens, and Kurt Roberts. I'm hoping they lead me to the next Ohtani, Mike Trout, Ronald Acuna Jr. Whichever superstar they can get me, I will be happy, and I will give them a big bonus. Like $1. I'll give them $1. But here we go. We gotta get to it. I'm gonna do all the scouting behind the scenes, and I'll see you guys at the draft. Actually, I guess before we get to the draft, we should see how good we are against the Cleveland Guardians. Let's see how we do. 13-1 is actually not too bad. Are we gonna get blown 28-1? I'm surprised we're actually scoring a run. That's pretty impressive, and we got it in the bottom of the 9th. But yeah, 28-1 on 27 hits. How many walks did we have? Like, how many walks did we allow? 9 walks, which it's a lot, but like honestly, I was expecting more. But yeah, that's pretty tough. You know, 6, 4, 6, 3, 5, 4 runs allowed. Only 3 errors. Pretty impressive. But yeah, that's a crazy stat line for the team. How many RBIs? We're looking at Steven Kwan with 4. You've got 3 for Miles Straw, Josh Naylor with 3. J-Ram only had 2. David Fry had 8 RBIs. Are we serious? Oh boy, this is gonna be brutal. What about game 3? 16-1. Oh, we're looking good. And as we continue to move forward, we're getting blown out. This time we're not even scoring any runs. Not good. We've had a crazier game, 50-0. Ooh, against St. Louis. Wow, okay. Look at the RBIs. 9, 8, 9, 7, 6. Oh boy. A lot of walks. 23 walks. That's, whew. So we're in the first draft. And I'm going to say it. Sadly, no two-way players have been found. So it is unfortunate. Like, I'll kind of fly through it. Basically, how you know is once you have at least 25% scouting progress, you'll see a secondary position pop up in the starting pitcher screen, like where we're at now, the attribute screen, the player card. That's what it's called. So if you have 25% or more, there's a chance that a secondary position will pop up, and that'll show you that he at least has the ability to be a two-way player. And then if you toggle attributes, which it shows you in the bottom left corner which button that is, X on Xbox, square on PlayStation, it'll toggle through the attributes, and you can only see the pitching ones right now, but there will be a third one which will show you the hitting attributes as well. So sadly, there's none here, but there are a couple players that I am interested in. This is kind of the one that I'm the most interested in. He looks unbelievable. Is he going to fall to us at number 4? I don't know. Why did I choose to be the Athletics knowing that they had the 4th pick? I don't know. I should have picked the Guardians. That would have been the smart move. But there are a couple decent looking pitchers. Obviously, they're not fully scouted, so I don't really fully trust the potential / overall. But there's definitely plenty here that look good. We've got Chu. Here comes the train. I think I have to draft him just because of that if he makes it to us. Willard Torres. Great name. I'm in on him. Greg Cox. Didn't scout him, so I don't trust that. We've got Travis Walton, Jared Burke, and also Espinoza, even Bone. Arden Bone? It might be Bon. But if it's like OH, you think Own? Okay, Sean Robles, and then Neil Duncan. There's some really good pitchers here. It's going to be Darren John, the shortstop. Okay, so honestly, he was actually a player that, like, he was in my top 3 that I wanted because I really like getting a position player. Sadly, it's not going to happen. Willard Torres, the number 2 ranked player on our draft board gets taken. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence that that number 1 rated pitcher is gonna fall to us. Willard Torres looks insane. And then, is this the number 1 player? I think it is. It's not. Rich Espinoza, number 6. Like I said, I feel like either player we go with, we've got some really good odds here. I think we have to go with James Chu. I think it just has to be him. We're gonna go with him. Whew, let's see what happens. I'm really hoping we got something special there. And then obviously from here on out, I don't really know who's getting. None of those picks made it to us, but we do still have David Morgan available. He's got like a little Amish beard going. I'm kind of digging it, out of Michigan. Let's see who else we have scouted. Sawyer Nix. I don't really like that name. Sid Jackson, Brian Kim, Brian Rosa. I mean, what is this, the 39th pick? I feel like we got to take David Morgan him. It's just, I did have a couple position players scouted, like Sebastian Ortiz. We've got Gene Taylor. Ooh, he's ranked what? We have him at 54. I doubt he falls to us. He looks like he'll be okay. It's just his overall's super low. Okay, so do I risk that David Morgan will make it to us at 73? Because I could really use a position player. I'm not gonna lie, like that could be really nice. Or do we just try to sign a bunch of position players and draft a bunch of pitchers? I'm gonna take David Morgan and probably regret the fact that I'm not gonna get that position player. Yeah, he's gone. So there's that. Do I have any other position players scouted? No, they're all taken. I actually scouted quite a few position players too. I was kind of hoping we would have gotten one like that shortstop, but unfortunately, just didn't happen. The Guardians took Seabass. Yeah, he might be okay. He might be okay. So I think I'm just gonna take the best available pitchers from here on out and hope that they are good. I'll see you guys at the end of the draft. We have passed the draft signing period. Let's go see how we did. And James Chu, 74 overall with 93 potential. We made the right decision. Our second pick, David Morgan, is 54 overall, which is a little disappointing, but 88 potential, 77 potential for Charles Blackburn, but 67 overall. Looks, I might actually just make him a reliever right off the rip and see if we can develop him as a reliever. The stamina's a little low, so I'm kind of feeling that. Darren Haney, okay, B potential 53 overall, but it's one of those 53 overalls that might actually do well because the hits per 9 are high and the walks per 9 are high. He's got decent control, decent clutch. Okay, all right. Next up, William Hong, B potential, not bad. Good hits per 9 as well. And then Franz Sargent, I like the name. Kind of well-rounded, 65 overall with 74 potential. Last one had 73 potential in Zamora. I might actually make Hong a reliever too. He's kind of got some good per 9s. I might do that in the offseason. So we've got some really good pitchers. Hopefully we can get a position player next year. The player that we missed that was the shortstop, Darren John, had 90 potential. He's 73 overall. Looks good. Looks really solid. Sebastian Ortiz is 83 potential, 57 overall. Okay, so that was a long-term project. And if we look at some of the other ones, there were some good players. There were also some players that like didn't get signed. So I'm going to see if I can keep my eye on them for future drafts. But Eddie Rosales at catcher with 90 potential, 70 overall from the Red Sox looks pretty good. And then there was a 99 potential player. Here he is, Juan Caballero. He's 19 and 63 overall. Outside of that, there were some other really good players. I definitely need to start draft, or at least scouting a couple relievers for later rounds, because there's usually some gems in the later rounds that you can find, especially relievers. But yeah, this is some good names that we missed out on, like Willard Torres. We missed him, but we got more potential with the player that we had, and also I think higher overall. So I'm pretty happy with our draft. I'm really happy with it. I mean, 93 and 88 for our first 2 picks, and our first 5 picks, only one player had sub 80 potential. Pretty good. So as you can see, we didn't win a game. Expected. It says we allowed 2,643 runs. Yeah, and we only scored 78. I'm kind of interested to see what the closest was to a 647. 599. That might be the lowest. 599. I think that might be the closest. I mean, that's a big difference. We didn't even score 100 runs on the season. There's 162 games on the season. Holy smokes. The AL West had to have won and led the league in a lot of categories, right? Like, 399 for Jordan. That's kind of expected. But what about like RBIs and everything like that? Home runs, 66 from Trout. Okay, makes a little sense. Trout had 160 RBIs, Seager 150. Look, West. That is insane. All right. What did we hit as a team? 160. How many home runs? 6. I'm impressed. We hit 6 home runs and we had a total of 77 RBIs. All right. I mean, what was our team ERA? And it was 15-14. All right. Awards. We got Trout and Otani, Yamamoto and McClanahan are your Cy Young winners. Bichette and Jared Triolo are the batting title winners, and Ryan Helsley along with Chris Stratton as the reliever of the year. Evan Carter and I almost combined Yoshinobu and Yamamoto into the same name, but Yamamoto wins Rookie of the Year, so there we are. For those asking what roster I'm using, obviously I've had to edit it a little bit to get that 0 overall team, but the one that I'm using is the same one from the White Sox rebuild. I completely forgot what it was called. Oh boy, if I can remember, I'll put it in the comment down below, just the name of it, so you can search it. But if you're looking for it, like what the actual name is and everything, I actually show you in yesterday's White Sox rebuild, so go check it out. Just really quick to kind of get an idea of what's going on. We've had a 13 ERA. I mean, realistically, we're gonna have bad ERAs. And looking at the team, it looks like 12 RBIs was our league leader. So pretty impressive. Couple home run hitters, couple 10 RBIs here and there, but man. And you think there would be a little bit of like differential in terms of like the overalls, especially with the hitters, because not every hitter performed the same, but yet every hitter has 4 overall. I guess there are some differences because like there's an 8, there's a 5, there's a 6 here, there's a 6 there. I mean, this guy had 1 home run. He had what? 9 total extra base hits, and he got +6 power versus righties. What about the guy that had, is anybody else have more than 6 power on this team? Let's take a peek. That guy didn't even have the most home runs, did he? He had 1 home run. I guess he tied. I guess he tied the team for the most home runs, so they gave him 6 power. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We've got our draft picks. We've finished off the season. The Dodgers beat the Astros in the World Series, and it is time to finally build this team. The issue is we don't have a lot of players that are good, obviously, and we don't have a lot of money. Again, oh, we actually do have money now. That's huge. That's actually massive. We actually have money. Last time it said we only had 60 mil. So this is big. We shouldn't have any exclusive negotiations. The staff, I definitely need to change that. But I'm not worried about it. I'll do it behind the scenes. I'm more worried about, let's spend some money. Do we go after Soto? Do we just do it right off the rip? Do we do, little deals here and there? Is there even a team that would be interested in some of the 0 overall players that I have? Like this guy. Is there a team that's interested? There are. Just the Blue Jays. Okay. What about one of my pitchers that is like 5 overall? What do we got going on here? Nobody. Okay, so they don't really have value unless I like package them with somebody. And even then, you can kind of see I'm pretty far off. So I'm not really going to be able to trade these guys. I mean, I can trade my top prospect for a good... Oh, man. Okay. I'm not going to trade my top prospect. I'm going to sign a bunch of players. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got some money, though, so that's good. All right, let's start our technical first season because, last year really didn't count because I didn't really have my team. And we've gone from 30th rank to 26. So we've moved up the ladder. And I mean, who is actually considered 30th? Because like to be like the White Sox are lower than us, which is understandable. The White Sox are a pretty bad team. But like who's number 30? Is it the Rockies? It is the Rockies, huh? Are they really worse than us? Like that can't be true. Okay, but maybe they're starting a Joe Random. They've got 2 Joe Random catchers. What? You're telling me this team could not get a single catcher signed? They signed 3 of my former catchers. There's catchers in free agency that are way better. How? What? All right, so enough bashing the Rockies. Clearly, MLB The Show is super realistic. The Rockies, bad organization. But here we go. Let's talk about what I did this offseason. I'm not even going to show you the history and all the moves that I made. Did they really just sign? Hold on. Oh, there's other teams that are picking up the Joe Randoms too. Interesting. All right. Well, either way, this is the team. So many moves. Yeah, we somehow got two of the best pitchers available. They were sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting, and I was like, you know what? I can't pass this up. We fit them all within budget. As you can see, we still have 30 mil in the bank. A lot of them are 1 year deals. Essentially, my thought process is let's get them into the team. Let's get to the draft. Let's see what players we can get in the draft, and then let's flip some of these 1 year deals. So let's talk about this team. Max Fried, 1 year contract. His season last year was pretty good. He is slightly regressing though, so I'm expecting him to not be as good. Maybe around a 4 ERA, but if I can flip him for a younger pitcher that's like around the 80 overall with some B potential, I feel like that's a good move. Jordan Montgomery didn't pitch at all in the game last year, sat in free agency, so I thought 7.5 mil steal. Let's see if we can get him to pitch well this season. If he does well, if he improves, he's only 32. Max Fried, only 31. Honestly, we could keep them if we really wanted to, or we try to flip them for someone that's a little bit younger with a little bit more potential. And then Jack Flaherty, I don't know how he still has a potential in the game, but my thought process is he's probably going to be bad. If I can trade him because he's got a potential, let's do it. Kikuchi was just assigned because I needed a pitcher. Honestly, this is one of the first moves that I made, and then I picked him up in the Rule 5 draft because I literally had no other pitcher available. So I needed a pitcher. This was my emergency pickup. Tristan Beck was another Rule 5 pick. I really like him as a reliever in this year's game. Super cheap to acquire. Like I said, I got him in the Rule 5 draft though, so he was like, yes, let's go get him. He's usually solid. Caleb Ferguson, I needed a lefty. He was available along with Matt Strom. Picked them up for both pretty cheap deals, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, Carl Edwards Jr. in the team. He had a decent season last year. Let's see what happens. Kittredge, honestly, was the last player I signed for the bullpen. I literally had no other option. Brebbia also was a player that I picked up. And then Shelby Miller, another player. So we've got 4 mil for Miller. We've got just shy of 3 for Brebbia, just shy of 3 for Kittredge, 3 for Carl Edwards Jr., 6 for Strom, and then 4.3 for Ferguson. Honestly, super cheap. I don't have anybody in the farm system like at all. Oh, I've got Matt here. Yeah, we'll see if we use him, but everybody else is the player that we drafted. I've moved Charles Blackburn to be a reliever. That's why his overall went down a little bit, but he actually, 64 to a 61, didn't drop too much. So I'm excited to see how he develops, and I'm really excited about James Chu. So we'll see moving forward. Lineup wise, I have Terran Vavra in the farm system along with Eddie's Leonard, and I think that might be it. It is. So those are the 2 prospects we have, but this is the team. We've got Mejia, Senzel, Farmer, Adams, Forrest, Walt. It's not great. Like I said, a lot of these guys are on super cheap contracts, 1-year contracts, 2-year contracts. I'm really just trying to see if I can like throw something at a wall and it sticks. So we'll see what happens. You can kind of see the players that I got. Dominic Smith somehow popped off last year in 84 games. I'm hoping he can do the same. Give me similar numbers. I'll be happy. Joseph Ortiz was in free agency. Willie Adames, I got him for super cheap, 8 mil. This is definitely a guy I'm going to just look to flip because he really won't improve too much more. And I felt like for one of the better free agents available, let's go pick him up. Mike Talkman, Bubba Thompson was terrible last year, but he's got speed. We'll see what happens. Edmundo Sosa, Elias Diaz, and back to Verdugo. So as you can see, it's not a good team. It's not. It's not. But we might be able to trade some players. So I'm not going to set the block yet. I'm going to wait until after the draft, and then we'll start trying to get some crazy trades. So let's see what happens with the draft. And hey, the moves paid off. Look at Max Fried, 7 innings, 3 strikeouts, gets the win, 3-1 against the Baltimore Orioles, and then we lost the second one. So don't worry about that, but we won game 1. Before the draft, I want him. I want this. This is who I want. I'm not going to get him. It's going to suck. We have pick number 4, I believe. Yeah. Let me get down here. Let me show you. We have pick number 3. Yeah, that's gonna suck because he's probably gonna go number 2, and I'm gonna be like, why did that just happen? Either way, we've got Geraldo Zambrano, who's number 2, who also looks very, very good. Hyde looks good. We've got Noseworthy. What are these names? what are these names? Gutierrez. I mean, the pitchers look really good. I've really been trying to get some players scouting. As you can see, I kind of floated around a couple. Like this guy didn't really look that great. We've got Escalona here, who does look like he's going to be a very solid player. Like he'll hit okay, but the speed and the fielding is where he's really thriving. And then you can kind of see I just didn't really scout deep into certain positions. I just felt like I really didn't like the looks of their attributes. Maybe Clifton was one I should have looked into. Maybe McGee as well. Darren here. There's a couple here. But I felt like if we could get a couple more pitchers and then start trading for position players, I feel like position players are a little bit easier to get, especially the under the radar ones. And I feel like if we can get some really good pitchers through the draft, we're set. I really want this catcher though. This guy looks unbelievable. Clarence Wheeler, he looks unreal. So let's go be disappointed. Clarence Wheeler is going to go number 1 overall. I don't know how the lottery screwed me that bad that they let the Nationals and the White Sox go before me. Okay, Felix Vasquez, 34th on our board. So there's that. And is it Clarence Wheeler? It is. I'm taking him. I don't even care. Give me Clarence Wheeler. I want Clarence Wheeler. Watch my scout absolutely blow it, and this guy's gonna be terrible. I want Clarence Wheeler. Get him in the team. This guy looks legit. This is the man. He is going to be so good. Let's just get to the next one. Actually, I wanted to mention, I normally don't send out scouts to discover new prospects, but it actually worked out this time because who was it? Omar Santana came back, and he's a 9th rated prospect on the board. So there's that. And now when we get to the next round, we still have a few other players that we scouted. So that's good to see. Is there any other position players that we've scouted that are available? 101. Okay, so we've got some time. I think we take one of these guys here that just look unbelievable. I'm going to pass on Hyde, even though he looks unreal, just because one, his overall is a little low, but the hits per 9 is so low. So low. I think I'm going to take Omar Santana, the guy that we've scouted and discovered, actually, because he looks really good. I think Omar Santana is the move. We're going to draft him. Boom. Our next pitcher, 20-year-old out of junior college. And then next pick. Oh, did we have like back-to-back picks? We did. So I think I'm going to take a little higher overall, but less potential, or more potential, lower overall. This one's tough. They look really similar. I'm kind of thinking lefty, righty. I think I'm going to go for a little bit higher overall, less potential. Honestly, never know. The guy might be there next round. He could be. All right. He's not, but Hyde is still there. And I think in round 3, that's just too good a value to give up. So yeah, let's do that. And let's get to our next pick. And again, is that first baseman available? No, he got taken. He probably just got taken too, huh? Where was it? Obviously, we're going to have him scouted, so his name will pop up, and we'll see that he's scouted. Where is he? Oh, did he get taken like way earlier? He did. Wow, okay. So yeah, he went way earlier than I thought he was going to. Okay, so what about this second baseman that we have scouted? Where did he go? Steve Madrid. I mean, why not, right? Like, yeah, the potential looks really bad. I mean, we don't have any other position players. I guess we could just keep going with like the best player available. Honestly, this guy actually looks like he could help us out pretty soon. He looks well-rounded. We'll take Adam Hamby, and then we'll wrap it up with the last 2 picks. Probably going to be Paul Valencia and whoever else is here. Let's see. Let's go with Solomon Ziegler. I kind of like that name. Solomon Ziegler it is. He's in the team. Let's go see if Clarence Wheeler's the real deal. All right, deadline. Team's not doing too well. As you can see, bottom of the West. Yeah, I thought we would have done a little bit better, but like I'm actually looking at the team, and you'll take a look with me, obviously. But like Max Fried's doing well. Montgomery had like a high 5 ERA, so for him to be down to a 4.3 is actually pretty good. And I initially had him on the trade block, but he's bringing his ERA down. He's slightly improving, and the contract at $7.5 million, I feel like we're not going to find a lot better of a pitcher for this price. I feel like for this price, this is probably someone we should keep on to at least for another season. And if things start to kind of go bad, then next year we can trade him. But I think this year and next year, let's just keep him. Flaherty, I got to get rid of. Kikuchi's like whatever. I doubt there's a market for him. And then Smeltzer, again, whatever. Tristan Beck's doing well. Ferguson, Strom, Edwards is doing okay. But Kittredge, Brebbia, and then Miller. Realistically, I'm going to start trading a lot of the bullpen just because they're at their peak value, and I don't think I'm going to get much better. The only ones I'm going to keep are Beck and Ferguson. I think the rest can go just because they just really don't have any value moving forward. They're like mid 30s, so they're only going to start to decrease in overall. Might as well cash in while we can. Paul Blackburn's up to a 63. He's going up by like +2, +3. I like what I'm seeing. He's got a sub-2 ERA as the setup guy. He's looking pretty good. We've got this guy here who's only getting worse. So I'm not really looking at him too much. James Chu, I'm starting to realize his per nines aren't that great. He might be someone that I look to cash in on. Unless he has a crazy season next year, he might be someone I look to just say goodbye and see if we can get a better pitching prospect. On the bench and everything like that, I think Senzel, we paid $3.5 million. I'll probably keep him to be a lefty specialist next year. And everybody else is like kind of whatever. In terms of players, I'm looking to trade in the lineup. Verdugo, Jankowski, Willie Adames is probably going to get traded as well. I don't think he's going to improve too much more. He's having a great season too, so I could probably get something decent. And that's really about it. I'm just trying to see what I can get and see how we can improve this team. And one of the ways is through the trade block. And I see Davis Schneider's available. I'm really in on this. He's hitting 280. He's improving. He's still 26. Very friendly contract because of like arbitration. So I'm in on that one. Maybe Brendan Donovan. Maybe Tyro Estrada. Bailey Ober is someone that really interests me. I think he'll be pretty good to get if we can. Jared Triolo is another one just because I keep seeing him pop up in franchise and he looks good. And I want to see if he actually is good. So we're probably going to see if we can get him. And then just kind of see what other names start to sneak up. I'm a little interested. As you can see, my dog wants to be part of the video, but just the tail. That's it. So yeah, I'm going to see what kind of funky trades I can come up with, and we'll go from there. All right, Verdugo, Jankowski, Eddies, Leonard, Eddies, I don't know. We're getting Davis Schneider, and then Pavin Smith is just kind of like a backup outfielder. I'm getting rid of 2 outfielders. I'm going to need 2 outfielders. That's basically what I'm doing. Pavin Smith in AAA is doing okay. I'm hoping that he's not going to be our starter, but let's wait and see what happens. So we're getting rid of 2 outfielders again. We just got Pavin Smith. We're going to send him to Minnesota, and along with Mike Talkman and Max Fried for Bailey Ober, Matt Wallner, and Austin Martin. I'm interested in Matt Wallner because of this. A potential, 79 overall. He's got some pop in his bat. I like it. He can play right field for us now. And Austin Martin can be like our floating outfielder, our platoon outfielder, and Bailey Ober has a potential. I really wanted Chris Paddock because for some reason Chris Paddock's absolutely crazy in this year's game, but I'm gonna go for Bailey Ober instead. Yeah, that's the move. All right, Luis Campusano and Luis Patino are going to be joining us for Elias Diaz, Kyle Farmer, and Shelby Miller. On top of a lot of these trades, we're losing a lot of salary too, so I'm really liking the moves we're making. All right, Flaherty, Matt Koch, and Juan Zamora. It could be Koch, could be Koch. It's probably Koch, which is, you know, an unfortunate last name. But a player that we drafted in Juan Zamora is also going to get moved for Brian Bayo and Josh Winkowski. Honestly, we're making out like bandits in these trades. It's crazy. All right, I'm getting a closer in Ryan Helsley. I know he becomes a free agent at the end of the year. I'm taking my chance. I'm bringing him back. He's just too good. And then I've seen Jojo Romero get absolutely insane in franchise this year. He's having a bad season. I'm still picking him up. We're trading a lefty in Strom. We're trading away Taryn Vavra and Andrew Kittredge to make this deal possible. I'm all in. All right, Brebbia and Smeltzer are going to get me Colin Holderman from the Pirates. I think that, I almost backed out. I think that might be it pitching wise. Tristan Beck moves up here. Hold on, wait a second. Maybe not. I think we go like this, right? Beck stays there. Actually, I forgot we had Patino. So we're actually down a starter, which isn't the worst, but it isn't the best, right? Yeah, we got to figure that one out. Yeah, that's a big We're gonna have to figure that one out. So I accidentally counted Patino as a starter while I was doing all my moves. I forgot to move things around. So yeah, we definitely need a starter. Which, do we just go to James Chu and say, hey, the season's kind of garbage anyways? I think that might be the move. I think that maybe we do that. Maybe we just go like, where is he? Let's get not Ferguson. We'll go Edwards, and then we'll see if we can like pick up a kind of like a Chase Hampton type situation, or like someone like Luis Gill. Maybe someone that can be like a long reliever, right? And then that means we can move Tristan Beck into the actual like this little situation here, because like I can let Winkowski develop a little bit more in AAA, or I leave it as is and just go and get a starter, which is probably the smarter move. Just go and get a starter, and then looking at the team here, no. I still got to get rid of Willie Adames, who could actually get us the starter. That's definitely the move, 100%. Yeah, let Willie Adames be the guy that gets us a starter, and then we can fill in the holes from here. And who is this gonna be? It's a DH spot, so we could go like that. We could do that for the remaining part of the season. We'll rearrange the order for sure, but I think we trade Adames for a starter, and then we just find someone that can like hold it down at shortstop, which should be easy to do. So yeah, let's go get us a starter. Willie Adames definitely can get us a starter. And the final trade of this trade deadline, Freddie Peralta and Jackson Chourio. Yep. Yeah, probably the craziest move possible for Willie Adames, Carl Edwards Jr., and Jordan Adams. There we go. All right, after those moves, we're up to 22. And looking at the team now, Peralta, Montgomery, Bailey Ober, Brian Bayo, and Yusei Kikuchi all look pretty solid, along with Tristan Beck. Somehow we traded away players who had a bad record, and now I feel like we're actually a much better team, which, yeah, I'll take it. And then if we take a look at the lineup, who is this going to be? It's not short. What position is this? Second base. Ooh. Oh, wait. I think, do I let Luis Guillorme or Whit Merrifield, who I just signed out of free agency, do I let them take some ABs, or do I just go like this and maybe move David Schneider there? Hold on. We'll leave it like that. I think that's gonna be it, except for we're gonna move some pieces around. We don't really have a leadoff guy. That's a thing. That's definitely a problem that we don't have a leadoff guy. That's a huge problem. That's a very big problem. But I don't really think there's much we can do right now. We just kind of have to let it go and just see how the season plays out. I'm gonna fix this lineup as well. You guys know that I'm gonna make sure players are where they need to be. But you've seen the lineup. This is the team. This is the bench, and this is the pitching rotation. We're 22nd ranked. We somehow made the team way better. Let me show you the draft picks in a day. All right, did we make the right choice? Did we make the right choice? Was our pick the move? Yes. Yes, he was. Clarence Wheeler, generational talent, a generational catcher. Honestly, really bad speed. Somehow has 58 steal, but good fielding, good hitting. Yes. Generational talent. There we go. Wasn't a pitcher, but you know what? I'm really happy with our draft. We got a second player with 99 potential. I wasn't going to choose him. 18-year-old Connie Hyde. Talk about a player. All right, let's quickly. Bertram York. That's a name. I respect it. Let's see if we have any other crazy names out here, or just some really good players that we could. I like Huey Spicer. I like that name. That's like the names. I know I've talked about them a lot, but the names on this year's MLB The Show are crazy. Satchel Metzger, Eddie Gomez Phelps. We've got Seamus Solis, which spelling Seamus that way is kind of crazy. But PJ Snow I looked at. He was definitely a name that I considered. Let's see. Any other big potential players off the board? A reliever there, a reliever there. Relievers usually have pretty good potential, but like looking at it, I feel like we did really well based on what I'm seeing here. Let's see these. Ooh, okay. I'll keep my eye out in future drafts for those two. But yeah, I feel like we did really good in this draft. Like this guy looks pretty good. Brandon McGee. Yep, he looks pretty good. But outside, okay, noseworthy. There it is. Oliver Gutierrez. You've got Zambrano. Okay. I feel like we were unbelievable in this draft. That is crazy how good we did. 299 potential players. What? It's insane. 68.94. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. League leaders, David Schneider had the most walks. Obviously, we traded for him. And now that I've traded for Campusano, that kind of that was kind of a big like oversight on my part, because we drafted that generational talent, right? And looking at them, like I'm looking at their hitting stat, like his hitting stats at least, and realistically they're not much different than the generational talent. So maybe we make Campusano the first baseman, or based on how the team's kind of looking, I mean, like Dom Smith wasn't that great, and we also kind of needed DH. We could just make that catcher just like a DH, but the catcher I think has better everything than Campusano. So I think we put the catcher, I think his name's Clarence Wheeler at catcher, Campusano either first or backup, which is fine. He's still on a very cheap contract. Mejia can leave. He's on a expiring contract. Or Campusano can play first, which, you know, he had a pretty good season, so I think that's pretty good. So let's take a look at awards really quick. Judge wins MVP. On the other side, it's Nolan Gorman. Okay, 54 home runs and 142 RBIs. That's a good season for Nolan Gorman right there. Tristan McKenzie and Shohei are the Cy Young winners. And then Juan Soto with the Phillies now. Okay. And Aaron Judge batting title winners. Holy cow, Judge had 69 home runs. Whoa. 153 RBIs and 90 walks. 1156 OPS. Okay, Aaron Judge, I see you. All right. Evan Phillips was really good. He was reliever of the year. And then Andrew Wantz with the AL reliever of the year. Ricky Tiedemann was rookie of the year, beating out Austin Martin and Joseph Ortiz. And then PCA won it on the other side, beating out Damon Hafey and Andy Paez. Okay, so as a team, I don't want league leaders. I want stats and team rankings. What team were we again? The Athletics. We ranked 18th for batting average and for runs 27th. But at least it's a huge improvement based on what we did last year. Home runs wise, we were last once again with 114. But again, we were a pretty bad team from the get. And then if we look at ERA, we were not last. Ooh, 14th. Okay. I'm assuming this is going to be a mess. Yeah, we'll take a look. James Chu is up to a 77. Yeah, he looks good. It's just the rest of his per nines aren't great. You know what I mean? How is Blackburn looking? He's up to a 64. So he's technically up 4 ratings this year, because he was a 67, dropped down to a 64. So he's up 4 ratings. Or he's a 67, dropped down to a 60, I think. And now he's a 64, something along those lines. But a good season. I'm pretty happy with what he put up. And if we look at, you know, this portion, Tristan Beck moved here for some reason, and then Winkowski moved down. So if we take a look at our bullpen, Caleb Ferguson continues to be one of my favorite lefties in the game. I'll try to switch it up. I'll try to spotlight other lefties to pick up so you guys know some other ones for franchise as well. Colin Holderman looks good. We've got Tristan Beck. I think Tristan Beck is going to be one of my favorite relievers this year also. He's just super consistent. Patino, he was also good. I feel like just relievers in general are like really solid this season. As I say that, you know, Winkowski had a 5 ERA and Jojo Romero had a 4, and then Ryan Helsley was pretty solid in the closer role. If we take a look at our starters, Freddie Peralta, we've got 1 more year. I got to extend this contract because I think he's going to be key at the top of the rotation. Jordan Montgomery up to an 83. He probably won't develop too much more, but if he can settle around this range for 1 more season, I'm all in. Bailey Ober was fantastic. Brian Bayo was fantastic. Yusei Kikuchi wasn't great. He is improving, but I think I'm just going to let him walk, see if we can get a little bit younger of a pitcher, and then back to Peralta. So overall, I'm really happy with the pitching staff. If we take a look at our lineup, I would hope no one got sent down because we just don't have anybody else to turn to. Mejia hit 262 as a backup catcher. Like I said, we'll find a different catcher to work with off the bench. Senzel, actually, what was his contract? $4 million. It's not that bad. Maybe. Senzel versus lefties only, so I'm okay with that. We're paying him $3.5 million. It's super cheap. Bubba Thompson is probably just our stolen base man with 23. It is what it is. You know, he's a bench guy. He's going to face righties only. That's what I'm looking for. Joseph Ortiz, high average on base percentage and everything else is a little bit low. So I'm not sure he's someone that I can trust to start for us every day, but as a bench bat, potentially could be good. Forrest Wall definitely fell off towards the second half of the season. And if we take a look at the rest of the team, Witt, yeah, was bad. Expected. Guillorme, bad as expected, right? I really don't want those two playing. And realistically, they shouldn't have been. My lineups were changed because I had Edmundo Sosa at short and Joseph Ortiz at third. Okay, so maybe September came around, and when I auto fixed it, the CPU stepped in. Davis Schneider was fantastic. I hope he continues to develop. Even if he settles around like a low 80, mid 80, I'm happy with that. Matt Wallner was really good once again, or I guess I should say for us for the first time. Campusano was okay. Dom Smith was not great. We've got Edmundo Sosa, who was also not great. Same thing with Jackson Churio, but Jackson Churio is super young and a potential. I'm fully expecting him to get better. Austin Martin, I'm likely moving to a bench role just because I just feel like that's going to be the best spot for him. So we're definitely in the market for either a first baseman or a DH, depending on what we do with Campusano, and just some help offensively. I think pitching wise, we're looking great. I think plus we've also got those draft picks. I think pitching wise, we're looking really solid. So let's get to the offseason. Let's see who wins the World Series here, and then let's build for the next year. Did that say the Cardinals just won the World Series? What? How did the Cardinals win the World Series? What? Their starting pitchers had over a 4 ERA. Their bullpen's not that great. What about their off? What? How did the Cardinals do that? Edmund, I mean, they always have like a super glitchy offense. So like that's just kind of the thing. Like with the Cardinals in MLB The Show, their offense is always just like crazy good. What was their record? 90-72. Okay, all right, fair. I guess that just happened. Let's see what we can do. A couple more players of ours retire. We've got Max Scherzer hitting the Hall of Fame, and now this is where the fun stuff happens. I'm definitely picking up this option. Ryan Helsley, I'm gonna do 2 more years, and he wants 8 mil for 2 years. I'll do 19, so that'll be what, 9.5 mil, a little bit more than what he wants, but I think we can get 2 more years from Helsley. We'll do 2 with the club option, and we should still be fine. Kikuchi can walk. Mejia, if he wants less than 4 mil, I'm in. Nope. All right. Dom Smith, I'm going to keep, what's the contract options? 1 more minor league option. I'm going to take the option that we have there. Guillorme can leave. The only reason I gave him a 2-year option was because that was the only way he would sign unless I paid him way too much money. So there we go. We've picked up a couple options. We're letting a couple players walk, and reading a white text on a white background, it says we have $9.5 million for pending offers and $98 million available to sign players. I will need coaches once again, but I think we're set. I think we keep everybody besides Guillorme. I think the contract's pretty self-explanatory. Let's bring them all back. And then, of course, this guy. Oh, I'm so excited about him. The fielding looks great. The hitting looks great. We're just going to throw him in right off the rip. Let's just do it. Or maybe like a mid-season call-up. And then just kind of see maybe where the trade deadline takes us. I think that could be a thing. I guess it also depends on how free agency treats us. Omar Santana at 76 overall is crazy good too. That's really nice. That's like really, really nice. Okay. Ooh. So... oh, he didn't take that contract. That's a little annoying. So maybe 1 reliever, depending on what happens with our closer, we could end up needing another closer. And also, depending on what happens with our pitching, we could use another pitcher, right? We need at least another starter for Kikuchi. So a starter, 1 reliever potentially. And then looking at this offensively, I don't want Guillorme here. I need to let me release him so I can kind of picture everything and just figure it out. So shortstop's open. Davis Schneider in left is okay. Wallner in right's fine. Center field's fine. Could potentially need a third baseman unless I want to just rock with Joseph Ortiz, who had an okay season. It's just there's no pop to the bat, right? So I also think I need a DH. Yeah. Well, we need a little bit. We also need like a leadoff guy. So maybe like a good slappy like second base shortstop that gets on base. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Or I could just sign Bo Bichette again. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's go with... Ooh, he only had a 324 on base percentage last year. Why? But that's the guy. That's the guy for sure. Or Willie Castro doesn't look too bad either. Is Brendan Rodgers like low-key kind of nice on this game? Potentially. Oh, we might be in business again. Yeah, we might just have some really good luck free agency wise. Let's see what we can do. So I've just started free agency, obviously, right? And I'm like, you know what? I don't really like the shortstop options. They just don't look that great, right? Like there just isn't anyone that I'm like, you know what? We just got Bo Bichette. I feel like we need to switch it up. Tommy Edmond, or Edmund, sorry, Edmund. And I'm just looking at it going, I don't like these guys. I don't like them. Luis Urias really isn't a shortstop. You know, looking at the second baseman. I mean, I've already talked about going after a Rise, but like maybe Brendan Rodgers, but he's still like a second baseman. There really isn't a shortstop here. We're making a trade. And I have one in mind because I didn't think I was going to get him. I literally went through each team and I was like, all right, maybe him. All right, maybe him. Maybe him. Literally every team just to kind of see. Jeremy Pena slightly interests me. You know, 28 years old, had a good season in 24 here, but then in 2025 he kind of stunk it up. And then if we take a look at the other ones, I was like, man, Seager's out of my price range, sadly. So there was a name here called Trey Turner that for some reason was really easy to trade for. I'm assuming it's the contract. He's 32 years old. He's not going to be that great, right? Much longer. Like, he's going to start to regress a little bit. He already kind of is, but also like not really. So I'm going to take the contract. I'm going to give them Edmundo Sosa and Forrest Wall, and I'm going to get Trey Turner. That automatically solves my leadoff hitter. I could still get a Rise, have a really good 1-2, maybe Trey Turner slots here, a Rise, or Arias hits at the leadoff spot. So then we have kind of like a nice little 1-4, and then you can kind of see what I'm thinking right now. I definitely still feel like we need a little bit more oomph in the lineup, and I'll just show you who we're going after. So you can see Paddock, Arise, Housley, Anton as well. That's kind of what I've got going, and Mejia as a backup catcher. If I'm looking for just like some crazy pop, like how many home runs? 15, 31 for Wilmer Flores. Oh, okay. He's 34. He is regressing pretty heavily. Looking at it, Muncy with 30 home runs. Okay. Any other like just pure power hitters? Ozuna with 44 home runs. Doesn't really look like, I don't really need another outfielder, but like I feel like that's going to be the best way for me to get some more home runs into the team is just to pick up an outfielder. It just kind of looks like that. Like Moncada only hit 18. Suarez is regressing. I'm not even going to take a chance with him. Like Drury hit, he is regressing though. I don't like the looks of that. Willie Castro had 16. I don't know how many more he's gonna be hitting, and I don't think anybody else here. So like I feel like maybe a trade is possible unless I go like maybe Wallner's the DH, and then that's a Kyle Tucker situation. How much money do I have left? I'm already over budget. I'm gonna have to rework my thought process here, because I am over budget. That Trey Turner move really kind of hurt things. That was not what I was expecting. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't really have much to like. Alrighty. Season 3, technically season 2 of us rebuilding the 0 overall team, and our defense sucks. I know. Power not great, speed not great, but let me tell you, we are going to dominate the pitching, and we are going to be contact masters. We're just gonna slap a little single here, slap a little single there. We're just gonna get 4 of them, 5 of them in a row, bring in the run, we'll be good to go. Next up, let's talk about the pitching staff. As you can see, Peralta, Paddock, Montgomery, Ober, and Bayo. I will admit, I'm actually within budget. Okay. I was a little bit over budget during the off season, so something happened where I made a little money. So I'm pushing it. But Freddie Peralta is the last year of his contract. This would definitely be someone I want to bring back. So let's see what happens, because I think he's going to be very good for us. Brought Paddock in on 25 mil. It's a lot, but for some reason he's really good this year in MLB The Show. So I want to try him out. Montgomery, Ober, and Bayo. I mean, the only guy that we signed really was Paddock. Jordan Montgomery, yeah, but he was already a free agent. So, I mean, we traded for Peralta, we traded for Ober, we traded for Bayo, we signed back in the Rule 5 draft Caleb Ferguson, Holderman, like all these moves were mostly trades, and the fact that we were able to finesse the CPU so badly. Oof. The bench is looking pretty weak. I won't lie. This is a pretty weak bench. Yeah. At least we have our designated steal guy in Bubba Thompson. Senzel hits lefties well. Trevino, who I tried to sign Mejia. He ended up signing somewhere else for, I think it was 2 or 3 years. I only offered him 1. I think that was probably the main issue. And he definitely got like 3 or 4 million more than what I offered him. But as a bench, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not great. And we don't have anybody else to call up. And this team right here, I have faith in it. We got the Turner trade, the Schneider trade, Wallner, Campusano, Ortiz, Churio, Wheeler. Ooh, I can't wait for him to pop off. He's got the stirrups. Legend. Sign him up. Get him in the Hall of Fame already. This guy's going to be insane. And then, of course, we've got Arise. Arise and Schwarber were kind of like my off-season moves. Here's my power bat. And then here's my leadoff guy. I mean, that's a team. That's a team and a half. I do have to set this up. Of course I will. But that's the squad. I like it. Alrighty, so I figured this would be a good point to stop. We're 6 days away from the postseason. And the reason I want to stop right here is because, as you can see on the standings, we are 3 games behind the Rangers. Or no, 3 games behind the Astros. We're tied at 3 games with the Rangers. And guess who our final 6 games are against? The Astros and the Rangers. I kind of wish it was the Rangers and then the Astros. Obviously, beggars can't be choosers. But the team's been good. I've called up a couple pitchers just because that's the only player that we have available. As you can see, these 2 have been called up, and the player that was sent down was Holderman. Kind of was struggling this year. Just really couldn't get it together. And as you can kind of see, the pitching has been fairly good. Some hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it's been good. Offense, kind of the same situation. But let's see how the season finishes. Essentially, we need to win out. Are we going to? Probably not, but we are already guaranteed a playoff spot. But I figured it would be kind of cool to see how this plays out. We win the first. Okay. All right, we lost the second. So we can't win the division, but can we finish above the Rangers? We have to win this game, and we do. Okay, so we're going to be taking on the Rangers anyways, so it's not like that really changed too much. But we finished above the Rangers. I could say that 2 games behind the Astros. And then, of course, the Guardians are going to be facing the Tampa Bay Rays. All right. Man, I feel like we got the unlucky draw there. But okay. I feel like that's pretty good. We made the postseason. I mean, that's a big jump. I mean, look at the 0 wins, 68 wins. And then we finished with 97. I almost said 93. 97 wins. That's big. Team rankings wise, where are we as a team now? 8th for batting average. For runs, we are 9th, which is pretty good. Home runs, not a top 10 team. Top 15? All right, we're right in the middle with 15, which is fine. We're what? What are we ranked as a team hitting wise? We have the 17th best power. I couldn't find it. I saw 30th speed, 29th in defense. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see ERA as a team really quickly. We were 4th. I mean, talk about a crazy team. Awards wise, Rookie of the Year. I don't think you guys are ready for what Clarence Wheeler did. This guy was legit. Tristan Casas though, winning MVP with Shohei winning it on the other side. Vladdy as a Marlin. Interesting. Okay, Hunter Green and Framber Valdez won Cy Young. Tristan Casas won batting title. That's actually a really good season. 48 home runs, potential went up to A, 200 hits, 350 average, 1122 OPS. Like, dang, Tristan Casas, real deal. They also signed Bo Bichette. Are they in the postseason? No. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. Reliever of the year went to Brian Abreu and David Bednar, and then Ethan Salas debuted for the Padres. Obviously, we took away Campusano, and he really won Rookie of the Year, huh? Was the NL just weak this year? Looking at this, we have Jackson Jobe, right? You have Ross Adolph, but this is the man of the hour, up to an 85 overall. 85 after 1 season in the majors. Clarence Wheeler. This guy is legit. 292. The on-base percentage a little low. OPS at 832. But 25 home runs, 145 hits, 19 doubles, 7 stolen bases. Okay, with 13 speed is pretty impressive. That's a legit season. That's a legit season for a rookie catcher. Let's see if we can see his maybe a little 2 errors. Okay, I mean 5.7 WAR is pretty impressive. Where does that rank amongst the rest of the league? Let's get to WAR really quickly. Where is it? It is batting WAR. Oh wow. Okay. There's quite a few above him. There are, but he is 13th. That's for a rookie to have 13 WAR or ranked 13th, 5.7 WAR. 13 WAR would be crazy. 9.8 for Tristan Casas, 9.7 for Judge. Wow. Okay. 30 home runs less, and he still had a pretty good season. What was his WAR for his almost 70 home run season? 12. Wow. Okay. But yeah, 13th on the AL side, and he would have been 5.7. He would have been 15th on the NL. It's pretty good. Or yeah, AL and then yeah, NL. So that's pretty good for a rookie. You know, Dylan Cruz was a rookie last year. I'm looking at the other names here. It looks like, yeah, he's the highest rated rookie in terms of WAR, which is pretty good, especially for a catcher too. Love to see it. All right, so pitching rotation wise, it looks like they sent down our draft pick that we turned into a reliever in Blackburn. How did he do at the major league level? He pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, but it doesn't look like they were earned. He did walk 3 and had a strikeout, so the whip's kind of gross. The whip is kind of gross at a 2.14, but you know what? I'll take it. Winkowski, it wasn't bad. Like I said, it wasn't bad. It's just he couldn't get that ERA below a 4. It was hovering around 4.5 for a majority of the year. So I figured let's try some other pitchers. And realistically, for the postseason, I might rock that extra pitcher. James Chu came up, was fantastic. He pitched a little bit last year. I missed that completely. And it got roughed up a little bit. Omar Santana pitched 40 innings, struggled a little bit. Not too sure why Chu didn't get the opportunity over Santana. But all right, Caleb Ferguson was solid. Not as good as last year, but was still fairly good. Holderman also struggled. So I think maybe Winkowski actually just comes up and then Holderman goes down, just because Winkowski had a little bit better of a year than Holderman. So we'll take that in consideration. Tristan Beck kind of floated between long relief and middle relief. Not a bad season. Jojo Romero was fantastic in the setup role. Like I said, this guy gets really good, so keep an eye out for him. And then Helsley struggled a little bit with the ERA, but still had 49 saves. So I like what I'm seeing. Peralta, free agent, and he pitched like crazy. All right, Chris Paddock definitely struggled. I knew this was going to happen. I knew as soon as I picked him up, he was not going to do anything. It just had to be. Jordan Montgomery also struggled a little bit, but like I said, for 7.5 mil to sit around a 4 ERA, I'm okay with that. Bailey Ober was solid again, and then Brian Bayo, fantastic. Love to see it. Really good rotation right there. And we take a look at our lineup. It looks like Bubba Thompson was sent down. He honestly off the bench wasn't that bad. I might have to give him a shot. These other names that you see like Rogers, you'll see a couple other Bourbon. I signed them just to fill out the roster a little bit. I needed a couple position players. I think Austin Martin's getting sent down for Bubba Thompson. So we need the speed just in case. You never know. We might need that extra speed on the base pass in a situation to get the steal. Dominic Smith was pretty good off the bench. Senzel again only versus lefties. Bubba Thompson somehow was like our best hitter on the bench. Arise had a 384 on base percentage. Put him in that leadoff spot. He thrives. Trey Turner definitely took a step back this year in terms of average on base percentage, OPS, slugging. He didn't really regress either, so just kind of a quiet season. What changed? He had 7 less hits. He struck out way more. Okay, struck out way more. All right. Okay. Schwarber hit 25 home runs. I'm okay with that. I only paid him like what, 9 mil, 8 mil? Yeah. Davis Schneider, still good season, 360 on base percentage. I'm all in on that. Wallner definitely 245 average with a 311 on base percentage, not ideal. Campusano was good though, almost a 300 average, almost a 350 on base percentage, at 813 OPS. I like it. He's getting on base more, just what I need. Next up, Joseph Ortiz. Yeah, I need to lower him in the lineup. We'll look at Clarence Wheeler, who we've already seen, and then Jackson Churio. How did you do in your second season? Pretty good. Pretty good. I'll take it. I'll take it. Or I guess I should say second full season, because like he had like a half a season the first year. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me make sure. Where is... Okay, he's out versus lefties, even though he hits lefties better. So let's maybe do that. Oh wait, I meant that. And then we'll take him out versus righties. The issue is now I don't have anybody that hits righties. You know what I mean? Like Senzel's worse versus righties, and like Dom Smith to play first. I don't have a third baseman then. Oh boy, and Austin Martin could play third, but he doesn't really hit righties that well either. So like it doesn't really, I guess we're just gonna have to rock with the poor hitting third baseman for the postseason as we face the Rangers, who have Dustin May starting. But who else do they have? This offense, the offense is going to be the difference. Like their offense is just too good. Like we have a really good pitching, and I think our pitching is better than theirs. It's just their offense is way better than ours. All right. I mean, we need a good outing. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll take it. Omar Santana with the win. I like it. I like it. 8-2. 8-2. Okay, Chris Paddock have an outing. Marcus Stroman had 3 2/3, but no earned runs. So was it an error? Oh, fourth inning, we went a little crazy. So who allowed all the runs then? Was it like an earned run? Marcus Stroman, 6 runs allowed, but none of them were earned. What? How does that happen? 6 runs allowed, but 1 error, and only 1 is and no earned runs. So like, what? There's no home runs. I was wondering like maybe like a grand slam happened or something, but like Luis Arias had a day, 4 RBIs. Holy cow. I mean, if you guys can come up with how that happens in the comment section below, let me know. 6 runs, no earned? How does that happen? How? Okay. Doesn't matter. We're taking on the Twins now, which let's take a peek at their lineup. They're kind of sneaky in this year's game too so far that I've noticed. Like Edward Julian is always crazy good. Look at those 2 seasons he's had so far. Even 2024 has been crazy. Royce Lewis is very good in this year's game. They got Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, this is a good team. This is a good team. Real Muto on the bench. Pablo Lopez, Joe Kikuchi. Okay, so pitching is, I would say it's a little bit worse than ours. Offense, definitely, I would say a little bit better than ours. So again, can we do it? We should be able to go with Peralta, Paddock, Montgomery, Ober, Bayo, and we're good to go. Alrighty, Peralta, can you make it 2 for 2? You cannot. You got absolutely shelled. Next game, we do win though. Okay, Paddock against his former team. Montgomery versus Kikuchi, the former 0 overall rebuild player, and we get the dub. Bailey Ober against your former team, and he holds it down 1-0. 8 shutout innings. Love to see it. And now the Astros, and we're either gonna be taking on the Braves or the Padres if we can beat the Astros. So let's take a look at the Astros. What do we got going on here? Harold Ramirez is new. Oh, they got Rafaela. Okay. And then yeah, their pitching is gross. Their pitching's insane. I know in real life, like every single one of their starters is hurt, but yeah, that's a gross pitching staff and just a gross offense. Are they currently the #1 ranked team in the game? No, they're 5th. The Rangers are 2nd. Oh, the Dodgers. Duh. The Dodgers are definitely they're 4th. Who's #1? The Braves. What have the Braves done? Oh, their team's just all 90s. Oh, okay. Yeah, they just started. They just are all 90s. Somehow got Harry Ford too. And Dylan Cease? What? Oh, can the Padres beat them, please? I don't want to play them. Also, hold on. Do you guys see like the little red line on the circle? How it's like not like, look at the giant. You see the little red line that's against this. Why is that not even? Why does that look like someone like drew it and then like tried to fix it because they realized they messed up the line? You see what I'm saying, right? It looks weird. I don't know. I'm thinking about the design and the UI too much about this game, but there we go. The Padres are good too, but they're definitely not the Braves. So we got to worry about the Astros. What am I talking about? Can we make it? Who just pitched here? Ober. So yeah, we can go back to our starting rotation as is. So Peralta, Paddock, Montgomery, Ober, Bayo, right? Perfect. All right, here we go. Okay, we lose. We lose again. We win. Okay, we're holding on. We're holding on. One more. Please, Paddock. Yes, a 14-8 victory. It looks like Omar Santana came in. He's pitched 15 innings in the postseason already. Wow, okay. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. Taking out the Padres, they beat the Braves. That's huge. In a 4-2 series, they beat it in a game quicker than us. So can we do it? Zach Gallen on the Padres. We lose the first. That's okay. It's okay. We win the second 1-0. Win the third. Win the fourth. We're one game away, which means we gotta hop in. Manage full game. Manage full game. Quick manage. We're gonna hop in with the Athletics. Can we wear something that's a little bit more exciting? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. At Petco, it's raining. Let's see here. A lot of righties on their team, so I think we go righty heavy, and we're just gonna rock with the standard lineup. Let's do it. Can we start it off? Okay, that's a good start. Let's steal second. Perfect. Put him in scoring position, and don't score him. So there's that, and now we get a 1-2-3 inning. Perfect. Perfect. All right, nothing happens, and it's still a very quiet game. There we go. Arise with the double, scores the run from first, and that was it. Just the double there. A sac bunt. Interesting. Runner was thrown out going home. Worst ranked defense in baseball. Not true, because we got it. We got the relays down, the fundamentals. All the way back to grade school baseball when the coach was yelling at you to hit the cutoff man. We just did it right there. First and second no outs for Clarence Wheeler. 145. Yikes. Let's see if he can break out of the slump. He did. Okay. Unreal. Unbelievable. Now, Bayo, I just need you to be on your A game, and it looks like you are. Unbelievable. 4-0. Clarence Wheeler. It is. Wait a second. Wait, no run scored. Did they get thrown out? Did I miss that? Did they just get thrown out? And did it say get thrown? Am I blind? Am I getting blinded by this white menus? Like, are my eyes deceiving me? Did he get thrown out? I thought it said he scored. And I thought oh man, I'm losing my mind. What is going on? Either way, we're dealing with Bayo. I need him. The defense is coming out to play, apparently. Apparently, we just got him out on another thrown out at home, which is, I'm cool with it. The defense is here and ready to go. Got out of that jam once again. A double. I'm going to be greedy. And then we're just going to sack fly him home, make it 5-0, and really just end the game there. Matt Wallner wants to join the party, make it 6-0. I'm still flabbergasted by the fact that, one, I thought when they scored, the game gave me a run, and two, they didn't score. We just made a great defensive play. I can't believe that. I don't know. There's, you know what it was? And it's another like kind of complaint I have with the UI. It's the moving portion at the top of the screen, the MLB 24. It's constantly moving, so I'm like seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and I just thought for some reason it counted as a run. Either way, I'm gonna let Bayo try to get out of this inning here, unless things get a little out of hand, which they don't. Bayo's on fire, and I feel like I have to let him pitch the ninth. It's only fair. Wheeler walks, a strikeout, and then a strikeout. I have to let him finish the game here. Can we do it? I gotta let him enter the game, and let's do it. So here we go with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Brian Bayo, 94 pitches. I'm letting him hit the 100 mark if he needs to against Jake Bauers. 0 for 2 on the day. And okay, he chases the same pitch down under the zone. 1-1 count. Can we bring it home? And okay, he's feeling that circle change. 1-2 count. Final strike for the Padres. What's going to happen here? Okay, a little too far inside. But what's Wheeler going to call? Is Bayo going to execute it? What's going to happen here? I'm liking the outside pitch. Bauers does not go after it. Full count with Wilmer Flores on deck. Come on, 100th pitch. You got to end it here. And it might be, does the third baseman have the range? He does. And a World Series from a 0 overall team to this crazy squad we built. I can't believe it. Plus that generational talent is nuts. Matt Wallner was the World Series MVP and actually the postseason MVP. He looks to have had a crazy season, or a crazy postseason, I should say. And then looking at the team as a whole, Schwarber did struggle, but it looks like everybody came to play for the most part, besides Clarence Wheeler. But he did have a home run in a very clutch situation, so I'm okay with that. And then of course the pitching, besides like Paddock, who had like a 4 ERA, I mean, if you're looking at Bayo was lights out. So was Ober, so was Montgomery, so was Peralta. The bullpen, how we looking? Here and there, but they got the job done. We won a World Series. We beat some really tough teams, and we went from 0 overall to World Series champ. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, in the comment section, let me know what you want to see next. If you're looking for more rebuild content, check out the video that's on screen now. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.